Have you ever wondered how MS-13 turned teenage girls into some of its most effective weapons? In this video, we explore 3 real cases where young women became lures, planners, and lookouts for one of the most violent gangs in the world. These stories reveal how belonging, fear, and pressure pulled them into dangerous roles that changed their lives forever. Stay until the end, because the final case shows the moment one girl broke the gang's code of silence and changed an entire investigation. They were ordinary daughters and sisters before MS-13 entered their lives. Many came from unstable homes, carried emotional burdens, or longed for connection that felt stronger than anything they received at home or school. Recruiters recognized these vulnerabilities and offered what seemed like friendship, security, and a sense of belonging. Over time, the girls learned to earn trust from others and use that trust on behalf of the gang. What began as harmless errands slowly shifted into roles that placed them at the center of coordinated acts of violence. Their stories highlight how quickly a young life can be shaped once a gang decides to claim influence over it. MS-13 used a simple but effective strategy. They understood that victims rarely expect danger when the invitation comes from someone friendly, especially a teenage girl who appears harmless. This created a moment of lowered guard, giving the gang the perfect window to strike without alerting the target. The girls were told that helping the gang would earn loyalty and protection. They were also reminded that refusing orders could lead to punishment. These emotional pressures influenced every decision they made and created patterns investigators would later trace back to the gang's recruitment style. The first case takes us to Texas, where a birthday celebration turned into a deadly setup. Carla Morales invited 24-year-old Jose Villanueva to smoke and relax in a quiet field away from crowds. Villanueva trusted her because she seemed genuine and familiar. He believed they were going to spend a peaceful evening celebrating another year of life. What he did not know was that MS-13 members had already chosen him as a target. The gang was angry about a disagreement tied to a rap battle, and they relied on Morales to lead him to a location where confrontation would be easy and escape nearly impossible. When Morales and Villanueva arrived at the field, MS-13 members were already hidden in the darkness. Villanueva sensed danger and tried to flee, but he could not outrun the group rushing toward him. The attack unfolded rapidly, and investigators later confirmed that he did not survive the assault. Morales became the critical link between the victim and the attackers. Detectives learned she understood the gang planned to confront him, and that she played a deliberate role in placing him in harm's way. Her task was simple but vital: guide him to the meeting point and ensure he did not suspect a trap. Following the incident, Morales was arrested, but the case took another turn when she removed her ankle monitor and disappeared. She remained a fugitive for several months before officers located and arrested her again. When her trial date approached, Morales chose to plead guilty. She received a 30-year sentence, and investigators said her case demonstrated how MS-13 used young women to gain trust from victims. People rarely suspect danger when someone familiar invites them to celebrate a birthday. Detectives explained that this pattern appeared in many cases involving female gang associates, showing how deception became a weapon as effective as any physical force. The next case brings us to New York, where a teenage girl played a leading role in one of the most disturbing MS-13 attacks ever recorded. Linus Escobar, known by the nickname La Diablita, approached 5 young men with an offer to hang out and smoke at a park. The victims were not gang members. They had posted casual photos online, but MS-13 interpreted the images as disrespect. Escobar knew the gang wanted to confront the boys, and she used her friendly personality to convince them to get into her car. They believed they were heading toward a relaxed evening, unaware that danger waited in the shadows. When the group arrived at a wooded area, MS-13 members emerged from hiding and launched their attack. 4 of the young men did not survive, while 1 escaped into the woods and later became a key witness. Investigators uncovered recorded calls and digital messages showing Escobar expressed pride in what she had done. She talked openly about earning status within the gang and showed no regret during the investigation. In court, she appeared calm and detached as prosecutors described the events. Witnesses noted her lack of reaction and detectives said her composure revealed just how deeply she had been influenced by gang expectations. Escobar was eventually convicted of racketeering and murder-related charges. Her sentence ensures she will spend decades in federal prison. Detectives say Escobar's case demonstrates how Ms-13 used teenage girls not only as lures, but also as symbols of loyalty. The gang understood that when the invitation came from someone young and friendly, victims were less likely to suspect danger. Escobar's role became one of the clearest examples of how far the gang would go to conceal its intentions, and her involvement remains one of the most unsettling elements of the case. The final case focuses on a girl who helped set up the same attack, but later made a decision that transformed the investigation. 16-year-old Kaylee Gomez worked alongside Escobar to bring the group of young men to the meeting point. She assisted with transportation and sent messages alerting Ms-13 members when the victims were getting close. She witnessed the attack and later admitted she felt overwhelmed and frightened. When investigators began asking questions, Gomez recognized the consequences she faced. She understood the gang's expectations, but she also understood the weight of the truth she carried. Gomez came from a difficult home environment and joined Ms-13, believing she would find support and protection. The gang gave her a sense of belonging she had not experienced elsewhere, but the reality soon proved far more threatening. When detectives confronted her, she admitted her role and described how the plan was organized. Her information helped investigators identify the individuals involved and understand the chain of command behind the attack. In court, Gomez apologized to the victims' families and said she regretted her decisions every day. Because she cooperated, she received a reduced sentence and may be released earlier than some expected. Her cooperation demonstrated the moment a young recruit chose truth over loyalty, breaking the silence that Ms-13 relied on. Together, these cases reveal how Ms-13 used teenage girls in different ways. Morales served as the guide, chosen for her ability to bring a target to a quiet setting. Escobar acted as the friendly face that made victims feel safe. Gomez became the lookout and messenger who eventually reached a breaking point. Each girl had a unique background, but all of them were shaped by the gang's influence. They were pulled in by promises of belonging and pushed forward by fear of rejection. Their stories highlight the dangers young people face when they become entangled in gang structures that manipulate trust and vulnerability. These cases also highlight warning signs that communities should recognize. Many young recruits struggled in school, felt isolated, or lacked stable support at home. Ms-13 identified these vulnerabilities and offered quick solutions that felt comforting, but came with hidden costs. Over time, the girls lost the freedom to make decisions without fear. Detectives say prevention must begin long before a crime occurs, and understanding these early warning signs can prevent a young person from entering a gang's control. Awareness, outreach, and open communication remain some of the strongest tools in stopping recruitment before it begins. If you want more stories that explore Ms-13 cases and real criminal investigations, make sure you subscribe. Your support helps us continue creating videos that break down the cases most people never hear about. Click here to continue to the next deep dive.